My name is Amelia, and this is everything I ate in a day as a 90s kid. A typical breakfast for me in the 90s on a school day always involved some form of Eggo waffle. I specifically remember loving those like mini Eggo waffles. I'm not sure if they still sell them, but there were 4 different like mini Eggo waffles in one kind of like waffle slice. I would always eat my breakfast in the car on the way to school. I would have a waffle and an orange juice on the side. Sometimes if I was feeling fancy, I would take like a little container and put some syrup in it and like dunk my little waffle and eat my little waffle on my way to school. Once I got to school and I learned a ton about a bunch of important things like math and science, reading, learning, just educating myself. We had snack time around 10 a.m. in my school, and I specifically remember eating these little pretzel sticks. It was wrapped in plastic. On top of the plastic, there was a red strip that you just like peel off, and then you're able to like just reach in and eat your little pretzel sticks. And on the side of my pretzel sticks, I always had a little mini bottle of Poland Spring water. I still to this day do not understand why they make those little mini water bottles, but I guess for a child in the 90s, that was like the best thing. They came out with the ones that like looked like basketballs or soccer balls too. Like I loved those. Those were kind of cool. A typical lunch for me in the 90s looked something like a cold cut sandwich, anything from a seeded poppy seed roll with salami, Swiss cheese, mustard, some Doritos or salt and vinegar chips on the side. Sometimes I would get fancy and I would put my chips on my sandwich, press it down, and then dig in. Mwah. Bellissimo. Other times I would have ham and Swiss on white Wonder Bread. On the side of my sandwich, I would just have like a Sprite or a ginger ale or maybe water or iced tea. Something that I also loved for lunch in the 90s were Lunchables. If you don't remember Lunchables, you're really missing out. I always got the pizza Lunchables. Looking back, it's kind of gross and like not good at all. Like, why did we eat that? But I thoroughly enjoyed it as a child. They give you basically like a plastic container filled with everything you need to make a pizza that is cold. So you put it in your little lunchbox that keeps it cool until lunchtime. And then you take out these really dry, circular, I guess you would call it dough for your pizza, for the base of your pizza. And then you just add the cold sauce right on top, this red sauce. Then you add the cheese on top and dig in. That's your lunch. Yeah, I really liked those. I always had like a little snack after lunch too, like a fruit by the foot or a fruit roll up or maybe some Chips Ahoy cookies or Oreos or Dunkaroos. I would also have Dunkaroos after my little lunch. Those were amazing and I really miss those. After school was always the best part of the day because I was not in school anymore. I hated being in school with a burning passion. I just really did not like being in school. I just wanted to come home and draw and create art and watch TV and eat my snacks. One of the specific after school snacks that I thoroughly remember is opening up one of those mini little pudding packs and then crushing up Chips Ahoy cookies and putting them into my pudding and then eating that. Very, very good. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10 experience. Another really good after school snack for me was a big old piece of Entamon's cake. It was basically just vanilla cake with a big thick layer of chocolate frosting on top. So good. I remember having that with a glass of milk, watching my cartoons, watching my TV, enjoying my life, getting fat. My sister and I also really enjoyed those Spice Girls lollipops. Those were so good, so fun. I think there was like tattoos with them. I could be totally wrong. Maybe there were stickers. I don't know. We just really liked those Spice Girls lollipops. Another hot 90s item that we really enjoyed were Wonder Balls. It's basically a sphere of chocolate filled with like hard candy on the inside. It was a very exciting time. For dinner, I just ate what my parents cooked for me. I have a specific memory eating macaroni and cheese with broccoli in it, watching Zoom, and my mom asking me to go to ice skating practice, and I like did not want to go at all because I was just living my best life in the 90s, enjoying my cheesy macaroni. Those were the days. On days when I didn't have activities after school, I would always have dinner upstairs at my Bapchi's house. I would without fail have 2 or 3 servings of whatever kind of food she made. There's one specific meal that I will never forget, and it's called slices. So basically it's very thin sliced veal that she like pounded with like a little sledgehammer meat thing, and it was cooked with this really, really good red sauce, and that also came with mashed potatoes and string beans. I want slices now. After dinner, without fail, I would always have a peppermint patty. Peppermint patties are just like candy. It's like minty candy covered in dark chocolate. And my babchi would always have like this big container of peppermint patties in her house. So after dinner, we would just eat that while we're finishing watching Jeopardy. If I got hungry later at night, I would either have like ice cream or cereal. My favorite cereals were Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Banana Nut Crunch. If I had ice cream, I really enjoyed chocolate ice cream, or if my parents had multiple flavors in the house, I would just mix all the flavors together and call it my own. And that's about it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you click the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Wow, do you guys like my Hot Wheels shirt? I always wanted to be on the show Zoom. I don't think my mom wanted me to be a child star though, but now look at me.